Ross Chastain came into the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series season under the radar, and understandably so. Before joining Chip Ganassi in 2021, the watermelon farmer had a single top 10 finish to his credit. In his one and only season at Ganassi, Chastain proved he was a capable driver, earning 8 top 10s, including a runner-up finish at Nashville. This season, his first with Trackhouse Racing, has been dramatically different. Chastain is now on everyone's radar for his surprising success, including a pair of Cup wins, and for his aggressive driving style that has ruffled more than a few feathers along the way. His driving style first got noticed this year with his last lap move on AJ Allmendinger and Alex Bowman at Circuit of the Americas. Interestingly, some excused the move as payback for what Allmendinger had done just a couple of turns before, while others deemed it acceptable because Chastain was going for his first ever Cup win. However, after that first win, his aggressive driving, which he regularly displayed while working his way up through the NASCAR ranks, was now under a microscope. The thinking is when you're running up front with teams that regularly run up front, there's a different kind of racing expected and accepted, a more respectful, cleaner style of racing. Chastain never got the memo. Just a little over a month after COTA and a week after earning his second win of the year at Talladega, the driver of the number 1 got the attention of Martin Truex Jr. at Dover. The two cars raced around each other for much of the race. With the laps dwindling, the pair were battling for third position when the 2017 champion made one final attempt to pass. Chastain denied him yet again, which resulted in the Joe Gibbs Racing car spinning and sliding down into the inside wall. Truex, who finished 12th, confronted the driver on pit road moments after the race in a heated discussion before avoiding reporters and leaving. Chastain, who finished 3rd, accepted responsibility for what had happened.
Racing hard, I crowded up and should have left more lane.
Chastain's comments were a precursor of things to come. Fast forward a month later to Gateway. Truex's teammate Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott became Chastain's next victims. Hamlin responded by using his severely damaged car to block the Trackhouse car as he tried to pass him. After the race, Hamlin expressed his frustration with the original incident, while Chastain delivered another apology.
You too. Just terrible driving, Jamie. It's one thing to do it once, but I just kept driving into guys. And at this level, I'm supposed to be better than that. And it's a shame for Moose and Advent Health and Jockey and Worldwide Express and have all these people believing in me and Justin Marks and Pitbull to put me in this car. They deserve better.
Will you go talk to him?
I will, yeah. I owe half the field an apology, and words aren't going to fix it, so I'll have to pay for it on the track, and almost did today, and then I deserve everything that they do. I can't believe that I continue to make the same mistakes and overdrive the corners and drive into guys.
Many, including Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Burton, called BS on Chastain's remarks for being over the top and insincere. They rang hollow. With drivers justifiably growing tired of his repeated mishaps and accompanying apologies, it's understandable how even the smallest incident with Chastain, regardless of who initiated contact, the fingers are always pointing at the number 1 Trackhouse car. That exact situation happened at Atlanta this past weekend when Chastain and Truex met once again. With Chastain on Truex's rear bumper early in the race, it appeared the JGR car got loose and lifted. The number 1 car did not, and drove into the back of the number 19, spinning Truex and causing a massive pileup that included Joey Logano getting some air. Unsurprisingly, Chastain wasn't done, and again, it was a familiar face. In the final laps, the Trackhouse Racing driver got into the left rear of Hamlin, sending him for a spin and ruining his chances of a good finish. After the race, in which Chastain finished second, reporters caught up with both drivers, and they had dramatically different perspectives of what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I no doubt, Bob, I ran into him, but I had a ton of damage, and I just overestimated how much grip I had going into 3 with the draft, and I don't put this incident with the 11 anything like the other ones. So
go from here. It all works out in the end. I mean, there's nothing. I said my piece the first time around, and nothing really has changed this time.
Most interpret Hamlin's comments about it working itself out in the end as he will get Chastain back at some point. Many believe it will come in the playoffs when it matters most. This week, during an appearance on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Truex agreed with his JGR teammate and even acknowledged that he had had a conversation with Chastain after the race.
To be occurring pretty regularly. So I think, with him down the road, he's going to face those repercussions, and he's going to have to, learn the hard way, I guess. And I think, what happened between us on Sunday wasn't, necessarily, anything he did wrong. My car was loose. I got loose, checked up, and he hit me. And then, the spin and the crash was on. So I talked to Ross after the race, and I told him, yes, it wasn't 100% your fault, but it could have been avoided. So I don't know. I mean, it's, it is what it is. I mean, some guys have to learn different ways, and, we'll just see how it all plays out. But, he's obviously fast, and he's up front, he's running good, and he's just not making, he's making a bunch of enemies, and people tend to remember that stuff when the playoffs come around and things get heated. So we'll see how it all plays out.
Ross Chastain has made a habit of getting into the guys in front of him this season. Once the playoffs start, he'll likely make a habit of watching his rearview mirror. The only problem is he won't know which car to focus on because he has so many to choose from.